phase of my life where the rice is
Okay.
the most meal.
The most common
The
meal.
most common meal, yes, the most common meal.
No, for me, the most common meal is gari.
No, you perhaps with arrow. Perhaps with arrow.
Yes, no. Gari with arrow is for big people like you.
No, it's for you.
Okay. So the first thing I want you to understand is that I am recording this session. I'll send you the link.
Oh, okay.
That is why I want it to be very brief and concise and precise. Today we are talking about writing task 1 and then writing task 2. When you understand it, because I think that is your first problem now. I looked at your reading and listening. The score was impressive, but I know that you certainly took more time than the time you need for in an examination room.
Yes.
Yes, and that is why it is practice. So every time, try to take less time. Try to take less time to have to do your exercise, and you time yourself.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, I will do it.
So that said, listening and reading is a continuous process. And it is because writing needs some technical aspects. That is why I wanted us to begin with this.
I see.
Good. I have your writing here in front of me. And what I saw is that writing task 1, you didn't respect the rules. And what are the rules? The rules are that you have to have an introduction. So the first rule is introduction.
Okay, I noted.
Good. Body. And the body can be made up of 2 or 3 paragraphs.
Okay.
And then conclusion. Good. This is mostly for task 2. But task 1 also respects this. What is the difference between task 2 and task 1? Task 1 requires that you look at the image, the facts that they have provided for you, and you take out the important parts, facts. They don't want you to write everything. That's why they limit you to 150 words, 170 words.
Yes.
And then you have just 20 minutes for that task. And if you use more than 20 minutes, you are finished. Because the task 2, requires more writing and more thinking.
Yes.
Good. So for writing task 1, when they give you your script, let us open the script. Where is IELTS 8? Okay, I have it here. Writing task 1. Good. Let me share my screen. That is why I insisted that we work on Zoom, because it is better so that we can share our screens and get so more interactive. But I have never used Microsoft, whether it's Google Meet but I think it's the same thing. Let us look at writing task 1. What was the task? Let me share my screen. You read. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
So read, let us understand ourselves.
The pie chart below shows the main reasons why agricultural land becomes less productive. The table shows how these causes affected 3 regions of the world during the 1990s. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant.
Good. So write at least 150 words.
Yes.
The first thing is to understand this thing. Let me stop this share. I'll come back to it. To understand task requirements. Please, what does the monkey want? What does the examiner want? That is the question you should ask yourself. He doesn't want all the information. He wants the main information. From what? The pie chart and the table. Look at your introduction now. Let us take your introduction.
I did not really write an introduction to it.
I understand.
Yes.
That is why it is indispensable for us to look at. Good. Let me share your introduction and then we solve that problem there. Good. Land degradation is increasing until the last year and decades. Where do you have that information? You understand? If we lean on the most important, the first thing in your introduction is to identify what you are talking about.
Okay.
What are we talking about? We're talking about a pie chart and a table. We are talking about percentages of land degradation and causes. We're talking about a period, limited period. We are talking about
1990s.
Good. We are talking about 3 areas, 3 regions. But here you just say causes of this problem, 3 main causes, reach out. Please, all of this, your paragraph like this deserves 0. Let us now let us share this. I sent you 2 links. Did you see them?
Yes, I have just opened them, but the Zoom session already began. So
okay, don't worry. We're coming to that. So, introducing the graph, introducing the pie chart. Let me share again. Let me share my window again. You see that link. The second link I sent to you. This is it. Please, the pie chart provides information, gives information about, shows, illustrates. These are the words that the monkey wants to see in your reply, in your introduction.
I see.
So you identify what you are talking about. The pie chart. What does the pie chart do? The pie chart provides information on the causes of land degradation, while, pendant que, this is a word that you must use, while, alors que, the table provides information on the percentages of land degraded by region and by cause. Are you seeing it?
Yes.
Good. That is it. Because you have a pie chart here and you have a table. Sometimes they will give you a graph, a line graph. Sometimes they give you a map. They give you a table. They give you 2 maps, 4 maps, 3 maps, etc. So you need to, in your introduction, first make sure that you tell us what you are talking about, and using some of this vocabulary.
Okay.
What does the pie chart present? What does the table present? Do you understand now?
Yes.
Good.
I see.
So in your introduction, you don't go in and start saying 35% of this, 40% of this. No. Show the monkey the road. The monkey doesn't know what you want to give him. So show him the road. That look, the banana is coming and it is ripe, yellow, soft, sweet. That is what we say, what does the monkey want? Give him what he wants. Sometimes, look at it. On this window that I've shared, you see here that this is no more a pie chart. You see the 3 images. The 3 images provide. Good. Don't worry, it's Cameroon, okay. It's Cameroon. Yes, in Cameroon, when everything is normal, know that something is wrong. That's why some say that quand tu te sens en danger, c'est que tu n'es pas en danger.
Give me 2 seconds, I put on the light.
Okay, thank you. Even me, let me put on my ring lamp.
Okay.
Good. I'm coming. Just a few seconds.
Okay.
Let me also put on my lamp. So, my engineer, this is it. Identify. I hope you are taking notes. Task 1 is to identify what you are talking about. So it just goes off and comes back.
Is it orange connection?
No, this is Camtel.
Orange or MTN? Camtel, eh?
Yes. Optic fiber, not even that it is Camtel mobile. It's optic fiber. I don't know what is wrong today. So let's continue before they finally take. It's because I've not sent motion de soutien to our grandfather in Ekiti. I'll do it after this. Yeah. So please, yeah. So please, you have to introduce, in your introduction, talk about le support. Is it a pie chart, a line, a graph,
yes, I see.
A table, etc.? And what are the specificities of that table? The pie chart presents information on land degradation, the causes of land degradation. No, not the causes, the percentage of total land degraded in the world in the 1990s. Dans les années 90. It's not every year. And while the table presents information related to the causes of land degraded. You move to the second paragraph now, which brings you to this vocabulary. All these words, verbs, nouns, adjectives, these ones, you must, adverbs, adjectives, you have to use this, not to use all. But now it depends on something, my engineer. It depends on the angle from which you want to tackle the problem. Look at our topic. Our topic is about, this is our topic. This is our topic. Our topic, they want you, one, to summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features. Please, I said it before, understanding, they call it UTR, understanding task requirements is indispensable. So what do they want you to say? They want you to report the main features. Main features here. See, when you are planning, when you take the topic, please don't just start writing. You have to plan. One, UTR. UTR one is main features. Two, pie charts and table. Those are the main features. Now look at the pie chart. You can decide now in your essay, the body, to talk about just the pie chart, the main features of the pie chart. And then in your second paragraph, the third paragraph, so you have introduction, paragraph 1 of the body, main features of the pie chart, paragraph 2 of the body, main features of the table. And paragraph 3, some of the comparisons. They say here at the end, they say make comparisons where relevant. So at the end, you can compare. And how do you compare? You can now say Europe. Europe. What is the main feature about Europe? Europe had the highest total amount of land degraded in the 90s, 1990s, dans les années 90. And you must always put among, because there are only 3. Europe, North America, Oceania. So comparison now can be your third paragraph. Please, what angle are you taking your essay? And from what angle are you tackling your essay? My angle will be that I will report what is on the pie chart, the main features. Do you understand?
Yes.
According to the pie chart, that's the first word, the first sentence in my paragraph for the body. According to the pie chart, deforestation No, overgrazing was the main cause of land degradation worldwide with 30%, closely followed by deforestation with 30% and overcultivation with 28%. The least cause of land degradation was other factors, which represented only 7%. Full stop. You're finished with the pie chart. Next one. On the other hand, the table, which provides the causes of land degradation per region, indicates that Europe had the highest percentage of land degraded worldwide during the 1990s. Full stop. This represented 23% of total land degraded, followed by Oceania with 13%, and the list of them, and only 5% in North America. You have reported the table. Do you understand what I mean?
I don't need to how to say, to talk about precisely the deforestation, or it's not an obligation.
You can now come on the table, on the pie chart you saw there, that deforestation was 30%, overgrazing 35%.
Yes.
So you mentioned it already in your first paragraph of the body, because you have introduction, body, and conclusion. Body has 2 or 3 paragraphs. Is that it?
Yes.
So I'm talking about the angle, because that is the simplest angle for you to handle that information. 1, causes of worldwide land. So the pie chart, you take the pie chart, you use 1 paragraph to indicate the main features. The main feature here, what is alarming, is that overgrazing was the main cause of land degradation worldwide in the 1990s. Never forget the date. Worldwide, everywhere in the world, because that's what they say. This represented 35% of total land degraded, closely followed by deforestation, which stood at 30%, then overcultivation with 28%, and then largely followed by other causes which stood at 7%. You have talked about deforestation there, according to the table, according to the pie chart. Are we okay there? So yes. You now go to the next paragraph to talk about the table. And then now, when you finish with the table, talking about the regions and their percentage of their contribution in terms of percentage to total land degradation, what is the main feature there? The main feature is that Europe had the highest amount of land degradation, which was 28%, 23%, followed by Oceania with 13%, and North America with 5%. And then you come now to your 3rd paragraph, which could be your conclusion, and you now bring out the comparisons. The comparisons now mean that deforestation was mostly practiced in Europe during the 1990s, with 9.8% of the total land degraded by deforestation, and then which was largely suivi, followed by Oceania with 1.7% only, and North America with 0.2%. On the other hand, Oceania was top on the list of causes of land degradation caused by overgrazing, with how many percent? 11.5%. Are you seeing the difference?
Yes, I see.
So if you organize yourself in such a way that pie chart, paragraph, table, paragraph, main features, paragraph, you're finished. Okay. And the main feature should be ce qui est frappant à l'œil. You don't need to put glasses or microscope to see. And you don't need to say everything, my engineer. You need just to make sure that the main, because if you want to say everything, you waste more than 20 minutes. So what are the main causes? One, who are the main actors? So Europe had 23% of land degradation. Remember, every paragraph must have in the 1990s. So you can say the paragraph, look at it in your introduction, you can begin by the pie chart and the table present causes and percentages of land degradation in the 1990s in 3 regions of the world. Full stop. Go to the next paragraph. You have identified that pie chart. You have identified that table. You have identified that 1990s. You have identified that whether it's causes of land degradation in 3 regions of the world. Don't complicate it. Please, task 1 doesn't want your opinion. Your opinion is in task 2. Task 1 doesn't need your opinion, my engineer. No. It wants,
okay, sir.
Yes. It wants you to give just the facts as you see them, but not all the facts. But when you give all the facts, you will write more than 150 words, 170 words, and then you will confuse yourself and you will waste time. Please remember, time is money. Le temps, c'est l'argent. So don't go wasting time there. I told you here the day you came to the office that the IELTS or the International Language Proficiency Test don't want to know whether you know English. They suppose that you know. What are they testing? They are testing to know whether you can use the English you know under pressure, sous la pression. You have 60 minutes to write 2 essays, 2 different things. Please, before we continue to part 2, look at the words that the monkey is looking for. Le chimpanzé cherche quoi derrière moi? These are the words. Yes, this is what the guy is looking for. I didn't see that in your essay. Let me share again. Whether it is a line graph, a pie chart, a table or tables, or whether it is a diagram, whether it's a bar chart, whether it's a map, please, when you are introducing, these are the words. Gives information about the situation of land degradation in the 1990s. Don't forget to identify the period, the places. Those are main facts. Shows, illustrates, compares, explains, describes, draws the conclusion of maybe it's a survey. Then look at this is just an example of the first sentence that must appear in your essay, task 1. Read that example, let me hear.
The pie charts provide information on the proportion of males and females
Yes.
working in agricultural sector.
Good. But there, maybe if they have put, if there are years, look at it, good. If there are years between 1970 and 1990. Do you understand now? You must put that time. It is indispensable. You must indicate, because that is a main feature. It is not for since Jesus Christ till how do they call him? Makoso came. No. Yes, that is our new prophet. Makoso says that his new name is Atangana Kamlem. So that's it. Please look at it. There is a rise, an increase, a growth, a peak. Look at now, a fall, a decrease. You need just to keep these words in your mind. You don't need to use all of them because they are used verbs to fluctuate, blah, blah, blah. So if it is in the 1990s, here you are not comparing how the reason was more than this one. No. There are others where you see something goes up here, goes down there. That is a fall, a rise. And then how can you use an adjective? A sharp fall means that vertiginous. A sharp rise, etc. So please remember to always to look at these words and keep them. You just need to use 4 or 5 of these words in your essay, depending on the type of essay. Task 1, yes, task 1, there was a gradual decline. Don't just say there was a decline. What is another word for decline? Fall. Fall. There is another word when it is too much, you can say spectacular, substantial, dramatic, steep. So these ones are to talk about extreme, up. These adjectives to your left, here to your right, extreme, down, or balance. That's why they will say a slight, a gentle, a gradual, a steady, a consistent. That one doesn't shake. And small, slight means small. Gentle, it went progressively. Didn't just go brisk, abruptly. The word for abrupt, for brisk is abruptly or suddenly. Please, the monkey doesn't want to be seeing the same words in your essay. The monkey is looking for what? Let me put it here for you to understand. This is what the monkey is looking for in the essay. Vocabulary range. How you use the words, how you use the words, the options you have in your head. Good.
Okay.
So don't think that it is by writing too much that the monkey, you can go and you can take 10 green bananas and give the monkey will not take. You give 1 red banana, the monkey will love you all his life. So give the monkey what he wants, a yellow, soft, sweet, ripe banana.
Okay, sir.
Introduction, mention what we are talking about in terms of the image. that you have in front of you, or in terms of the source of information. Secondly, in terms of the places, the location, the dates, and what happened, what is happening on that, in that domain. Now the body, please, this essay, you can organize it in several ways. I prefer to organize it in the simplest way possible. I take the pie chart, I discuss it. I take the table, I discuss it. And then now I come and make comparisons. 2 or 3, full stop. Don't go and make 20 comparisons. We want to know which part of these 3 regions had the highest land percentage of land degradation. Europe. Which part had the least? North America. Which part had the most alarming rate in terms of deforestation, overgrazing, etc.? And once you give those facts, you leave it. Please, if you organize it that way, you are sure, and then you write in simple, straightforward English. Don't go writing long sentences. Because when you write a long sentence, it confuses you. You yourself, it confuses you, and you must make a mistake. The comparison now, let me show you something. Comparison. Let's go back to this screen sharing. Let me see here. Good. But there are some words. Okay, no, they are in the other document. Let me just open the document right now. These are the connectors. I also sent you this link. Is it this link? Yes. Can you see the link?
Yes, I can see it.
So, linking words. Under linking words, you have different types: listing, providing other information, stressing and highlighting, consequences and results, cause and reason, contrast, and concession. Look at if you have to use nevertheless. However, on the other hand, admittedly, although, for example, the euro had the highest percentage of land degraded in the 1990s, while you now give the opposite. While North America had the lowest percentage, standing at 23% and 2% respectively. When you say respectively, it means that the first 23% belongs to the first country, to the first region, Europe, and the second belongs to this. In contrast, by contrast, in comparison, the words are here. Please make sure that to sum up, this is what you should do in your conclusion. In conclusion, to conclude, to sum up, not to summarize, but to sum up. This one is now part 2, but I want us to agree on the fact that you are not limited in your approach. It depends on how it arranges you. You can decide and take paragraph 1 and discuss the percentages by area caused by overgrazing, if that is a key feature. Do you understand? So there you will now talk about overgrazing in North America, Oceania, and Europe. You take another key feature, something that caused a lot, and then you come now to the last paragraph You can now say, it depends on your approach. So there are many ways to approach this situation. Good. So when you do second, third, and fourth writing essay, writing task 1, we will now be able, we will be understanding the different approaches that you can have. Are we okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, before we go to task 2, I would like us to look at what you should do when you take up, when they say start. I wrote here, understanding UTR, which means understanding task requirement. That is the most understanding task requirement. If you don't understand the task, imagine they tell you to go to Garwa. You are in Douala. What direction are you to take? You understand Bafusam. You will go to Bafusam. The monkey will be looking at you. The monkey cannot say, don't go. So you have to understand the task requirement. And the key is in understanding the keywords. You have to isolate the keywords of the task requirement. Look at the keywords in this task. Let us go back there. Look at the keywords. There are about 10 keywords. What is it? Pie chart.
Table.
Table. That's 1.
No. 1990s.
1990s. That's 2.
Yes.
Agricultural land. They are not talking about land for football.
Yes.
Do you understand? They're not talking about land for football, no. They're talking about agricultural land. It's very important to distinguish between, to identify. So, how many regions are they talking about? 3.
3 regions.
Good. And the other keyword, so this thing, up there is the information. Down here is the task. So what do they want me to do? They want me to take this information, summarize. And they don't want me to summarize everything. They want me to select and talk about the main features and make comparisons. So I select, I report, and I compare main features. And that is where now you begin with looking at the table. Please, this process should take you a minimum of 5 minutes. Because imagine that you start writing. At the 15th minute, you discover that you are out of topic. You are gone. So this is the key where you have to spend time. And as you are spending time, you are organizing, because your introduction will not come before you have the structure of each paragraph. You cannot write the introduction before starting to think about what you will say down there.
Yes.
So you put P1 like this on your rough paper. P1, standing for paragraph 1. P2. See, P1 here, P2 here. This is my, look at my paper. I write P1 here, P2 here. So that under now P1, I put the things that I will talk about. So under P1, pie chart. P2, table. According to my strategy. Your P1 can be overgrazing. P2, what do they call it? Deforestation. P3, another aspect. And then once you have organized it that way, you just fit the information inside. In the pie chart, what is the most striking feature? The most striking feature is the percentage of land degraded worldwide without identifying any country or any region. This is it. The percentage of land degraded worldwide without identifying. Look at it. 35% overgrazing, 30% deforestation, 28% over cultivation, and then just 7% other reasons. And in my P1, when I talk of overgrazing, I should include the percentage. I should include the percentage under deforestation. I will not mention a region in P1 because the table is where I will mention the region. So under P2, I am mentioning the region, the percentage. The table, that is my first sentence, my first word in P2. In P1 is the pie chart indicates or shows that overgrazing was the highest cause of land degradation worldwide. This stood at 35%. Closely followed by deforestation and overcultivation, which were 30 and 28% respectively. That's my second sentence. My third sentence, other causes represented an insignificant percentage, with just 7% of total agricultural land degraded during the 1990s. Full stop. My paragraph is finished. If you count very well, that paragraph is about 30 to 40 words. The first paragraph up there is about 20 to 30 words. My third paragraph now, which talks about the table, would be 30 to 40 words. And then my last paragraph, which is comparing blatant facts like total land degraded. Europe stood out as the #1 region that degraded agricultural land in the 1990s, representing 23%. Oceania followed with 13%, while North America represented only 5% of the total land degraded. Agriculture always insists it's agricultural land. Good. Degraded. You got, that's 40 words. 40, 40, 40 plus 30 or 40. That's 150 to 160 words. So planning is the key. Because when you plan, you have identified, look at the way I talked about keywords. In your understanding of this thing, you just write KW. KW. Keyword 1, pie chart and table. Because look at it. This is what journalists do: where, when, who, why, how, etc. What? Table, pie chart and table. What again? Total agricultural land degraded. When? 1990s. Where? 3 regions. By who? America, North America, Europe, and Oceania. Why? Overgrazing, over cultivation, etc., etc. That is your keyword. If you identify the keywords, what do they want? And then now the next keywords, please, is that second part, which says that select and report main features. Those are the keywords. And give comparisons. Comparisons. And what are you comparing? You're comparing main features. Are we okay on that?
Yes, it's fine.
Good. I think that at this level, honestly, we should stop here so that we don't confuse many things. So, as I said, 1, the task 1, you have 20 minutes. Prepare. Please, your planning should take 5 to 12 minutes. Why? Because writing 150 words can take maximum 5 minutes. When you are ready, you understand? Yes, when you are ready. Then always put, when you are planning, don't forget VR, vocabulary range. You must include the word in the first sentence according to Salon. You saw it there, the words are there now when you are introducing. According to the pie chart. The pie chart, the table, blah, blah, blah. You use 1. Identify it in your plan.
Okay.
Identify 2 words that you will use in paragraph 2 in your plan. 2 words that you will use in paragraph 3 in your plan. Conclusion in your plan. 2 words, they will give you marks. But remember that your face, you have to always be on your script and looking at the time, the clock on that wall. Because apparently, you know, Cameroonians, we don't know what happened yesterday in Algeria. Do you know what happened, Mr. Tankwa?
No, sir. What's happened?
Were you not there? Didn't you see that the match
Nigeria,
for more than 100 minutes, the match was normal. Algeria could have just left us to go and play penalties. Look at what those guys did. They scored a goal 2 minutes to the end of the match. They scored a goal. They were very happy. See, even their coach, their president, or everybody was already in Qatar. Jesus.
Yes, the match of yesterday, I see.
Yes, all Algerians were in Qatar, and we Cameroonians were back in Yaoundé and Douala.
Yes.
Look at something. Just 2 minutes changed the whole story. The people who were in Qatar came back. And those of us who were in Yaoundé were in Qatar. So please remember that Let nothing take you by surprise. Good. You will, as we end here, I would like you to take time. Take that same topic. The topic, the essay. Take time, write an essay on that topic. Task 1 only. Time yourself. Use a pen. I know what I'm saying. Use a pen to write. Because if you go, look at something. I saw you. You write and not separate words. The computer-based test doesn't recognize that it's a mistake or that it is a computer problem. Maybe the space bar is not working. Some food. What you need to do is make sure that you write. When you finish writing, take a good picture, straight, send to me. I'll print it on my printer here and correct.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, sir.
Our objective since January has been to build your vocabulary. There were not 2 reasons. I don't know whether you understand. And when you see it now, it was to build your vocabulary so that you should not be, when you want to express yourself or when you are even doing the listening, you should understand what they are saying. When you are reading, you should understand what is in that text. And then when you are writing, it should not be as if you are cherching le mot in your text. Yes. So thank you very much, my engineer. Do you have any question?
For now, I think it's very clear for the task.
So we'll organize another 30 minutes, 1 hour session before this week ends. So between now and Sunday, when you have written that essay and I see the change, you take the task 1 of test 2 and write. We see the change. We now go to task 2. Do you understand?
Yes.
Task 2 is an essay, but it is not the same structure as task 1.
Yes, is that.
Good. And it is not the same structure as what you call rédaction in French. Thèse, antithèse, synthèse. They have nothing to do. Yes. Many Francophones will write the thèse, the antithèse, the synthèse, and thinking that that is no. That's too.
Even the question the question I wrote in the introduction in French is the.
It is necessary in French. In English, yes. It is not necessary.
I see.
We will now look at, you now know the introduction of task 1, how it looks like. We will now look at the introduction in task 2, how it looks like. And so that task 1 should be clear, task 2 clear, and then we verify next week. And then now we discuss speaking. That's it.
Okay.
Speaking is where you can go and have 9, 8.5. Yes. You're talking with somebody now.
Yes.
If you don't understand, you ask the person that, please, may you repeat what you just said? I didn't quite get it. The person will repeat. And the person is already, the person knows that you are not the kind of person, because they are testing you whether you can use English under stress. Whether you can understand and respond. So if you don't understand, what is the first thing you should do? You should not pretend that you have understood and go out of topic. No. If you have not understood, ask me. I will explain. But it doesn't mean that you should be asking me again to repeat all the time. Yes. Okay, my engineer, thanks very much. Let me put this video online and send it to you now.
Okay,
You will have
Thanks
the
to
link
you.
on Google, then on YouTube. Then after that, you can, I am sure you will learn a lot from it. And every time you need information on task 1, look at this video. Watch the video.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a wonderful night. Ah, this man, you are still at the office.
Yes, I prefer to do it at the office than before
Okay,
back
no, then
home.
that's fine. So you don't live far from the office?
No, I'm not far.
Okay. No, that's good. Have a wonderful week, my boss. See you soon.
Oh, okay. See you soon.
Bye-bye.